I'm from Colombia. If you're a Colombian girl, you have 3, 4 American guys approaching you, offering you money, and pulling out their passport, like literally, and then telling you, I'm American, like I'm actually looking for a girl, like I will bring you here, but it's just odd. Like, why you wanna get with a girl that doesn't speak your language and that makes up to $200 a month? It's just odd. Like, I don't wanna point fingers, but it's like, why are you looking for that when you can get a girl? Why can you not get in America?
Hey J babies, it's your girl Lala Licious, and we are back with another banger. Okay, today we will be discussing passport bros. Also, we're gonna discuss this. Okay, so I'm not pointing fingers, but is it giving predatory a little bit? Is it giving like predator behavior, or is it just me? And also, we want to discuss the rise of HIV, not only in America, because I think because we live in America, we're only worried about America, but it is a rise and it is an epidemic around the world. And a lot of people are linking it to visitors to other countries like passport bros to Colombia and the Philippines, Dominican Republic. The rise, like Thailand, the rise of HIV is soaring in these countries. So I want to talk about it, not only to just kind of dissect the nature of a passport bro, but just to also just take an insight on it and just let's just have a discussion, girl. Just stay here, girl. I'll be back. Let's get it.
Come on in and sit down. I got all what you need, and you're gonna get it now. I got the Hennessy, that Patron, that good old stuff you like. I'ma be your bartender. I got you. I know we fucking twice. Yeah.
Y'all, baby daddy, boyfriends, husbands, cousins, brothers, uncles, and daddies was all in Cartagena this weekend. I traveled to Cartagena to meet one of my friends who was traveling from Ecuador just for the weekend. It was my first time in Cartagena, and my God in heaven, y'all did not lie about the passport, bro. Baby, I got off the plane. I didn't know where I was at. It was black men as far as the eye could see. I took a little video while I was in the immigration line. They was grouped up and duped up. You hear me? The line was at least 2 hours long to get through immigration. I promise you, and I'm not lying, right hand to God, they probably had 5 women in this immigration line. Everybody else was black men. And I said, oh, there's a story here. I mean, they was coming in groups. The group that was in front of me was a group of 10, bitch. A group of 10 that had came from Philly. How I knew they was from Philly? Because I could hear their accent. I could hear them talking. I was looking at them in line, downloading Tinder. I said, them people did not fucking lie. Now, this is my first time in Cartagena. I didn't know what to expect. I was thinking, I've been to Colombia before. I've been to Cali. But I didn't think that I was coming to the whole fest. But that's what the fuck was going on. And anybody with a peon, any type of peon of a brain could see what the fuck is going on down there in Cartagena. When you walking down the streets, the women is literally pulling on you, winking, calling you pop. They trying to get it. They working. And they paying for it.
Oh, child, not they paying for it, child. Oh, bitch. The boys is going 500 million miles away to pay for some coochie. And why? Let's just talk about it, okay? And I want to start here because I know he mentioned black men, but it's not just a black thing. But of course, I will more or less so cover things that's dealing with black people more or less so because I am black and that's my culture, that is my community. So I just want to throw that out there. And so as in the top of the video, as stated, we will be talking about passport bros and just the mental behind that. Like, what is a passport bro? Why do they go so far to just find a wife, or what are they doing, right? And so that's what we want to discuss. Now, the three places we will be discussing will be Colombia, Dominican Republic, and more or less so the Philippines, because these 3 places are the hot spots. And I was thinking also is that I knew, but it kind of dawned on me that these places, the currency isn't more expensive than our currency. $10 USD could equal $30 there. I don't know, right? So imagine taking $50 there and it paying someone's rent for the month, right? And the reason why I title and I use the word predator is because a predator preys on someone, and it doesn't have to be a woman or a man, or it doesn't have to be someone who's younger. It could be someone who's older. A predator is a person that knows their intentions aren't good, but it's only for their selfish intentions, and it's kind of like a trick. Does that make sense? I don't know. You have to look up the word predator, but I'm just giving you kind of a street definition. And I think that that is the highlight of why most of these guys go to other countries. Now, if you was to ask me, Lala, do you think that some men actually go to these places to vacation and chill? And yes, absolutely. I wouldn't say every guy who's going to Colombia or the Philippines or Dominican Republic is just looking for some ass. That's not what I'm saying. But I will say majority are. If you're in a long-standing relationship, especially if you're married, your man should not be going on a guy's trip outside of the country. That's just how I feel. I'm that type of woman. If you're in a relationship, why the fuck are you going outside of the country with your boys and not your woman? Now, going outside, within the country with United States, or having a guy's night out or whatever, that's cool, fine. I understand that. But going outside of the country and without your wife, like what? Who does that? Some guys will tell you straight up, like, hey, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna have me some fun and I'm gonna come back home. I ain't never gonna see these girls again. Da da da, whoop de whoop. And even the mentality behind that is like, okay, that's kind of fucked up, because what, you gonna go over there and just fuck up their shit and come back home? And so you have men that will tell you straight up why they're going to these other countries and what they're going to do.
Travel bros, listen to this real quick.
Been to Colombia before? See, like them type of places can't foot it, because I'm too Viking barbarian up. You don't want to pay for it. I'm never doing that. That's what I feel like. Them gotta give me some money. I feel the same way, but you gotta go over there, bro. I will feast. You gotta go over there, because how I felt, look, I went over there with this man, okay, right? The first 3 days, we over there for 5 days. The first 3 days, I ain't nothing. Okay. I don't give a fuck about this shit, but these niggas is running through shit. They shit in, you know what I'm saying, from the club. I'm like, bro, I gotta partake. But it's really, you contribute to the economy. That's how I look at it. Like, man, God damn it, I got a couple hundred. Here you go. You know what I'm saying? Let me feed, because they told me I'm feeding 5 families. They are. I said, well, shit, here you go. Let me get that in exchange, and they love you. Listen. Hey, listen. I'm gonna let you go ahead. Listen, bro, these love you. I don't give how long they love you. It might be for an hour or two, but bro, they gonna love you in that moment more than whatever these Miami Americans give you. They love me, man. I want to take one back home. Let's take one up, put it in the suitcase.
Excuse me. Oh, I threw up a little bit of my mouth. That is so disgusting. Bro, the thought of you psyching yourself out to think that you need to go to another country that does not have the same standing dollar amount than we do as Americans, so that you can save them, you can stimulate their economy and help take care of their family. Imagine psyching yourself out to think like that. That is disgusting. Oh, let me trick with this young girl. Let me let her give me head. I'm helping take care of her family. Like, who thinks like that? That's what I say. That's so predatory. That is so like small dick nigga like vibes, or like, I got something but I need to go out of state to just randomly, like, it's given that. Like, for you to think that you can, like, you have to go out of, that's just so crazy to me. I know it's this one guy I met this guy of BLK. He's mixed, so he's like Latino and black or something. I don't know what kind of Latino. I don't know if he's Puerto Rican or Cuban, whatever, but he's Latino and black. And he told me, I went over his house and we was vibing or whatever. Of course, he was thinking he gonna fuck. They all do. Baby, you gotta invest in this, honey. But that's another story. But anyway, so I went over there and I was like, yeah, we talked. He was like, yeah, I started a new job. He was like, and I just came back from Thailand. And I was like, oh, cool. I said, how did you like? He said, it's so beautiful. And I said, okay. We started talking a little more. I said, well, why did you go over there? And he stopped and he looked like I said a cuss word, like I cursed him out. And he was like, what do you mean? And I said, like, why did you go over there? Like, did you go over there? Why did you go over there? I was just asking, like, was that a vacation? He was like, oh, yeah, I went to a homegirl party. She turned 40. But by him stopping and looking like I knew something that I shouldn't known, it prompted me to think like he went over there and he had no business over there doing something like what he had no business doing over there, you know? And of course, by the end of the night, he trying to fuck me. So I said, most definitely you went over there to Thailand to fuck on them other trans girls and them lady boys and all of that. But baby, this here, no ma'am. Bitch, your pockets are going to be broke. You going to be my husband or my trick. I don't know which one. I don't know what bill you're paying. I think that's what they don't like is that the American girls, like for instance, bitch, my nails and toes, that costs $100, you know? So you going over there with $100 to pay somebody rent or feed their family, bitch, you're paying for my nails and toes done, right? Does that make sense? So it's like to them, it's an advantage. And to even hear a man say that comfortably, to me takes the power away from him being a provider, a man, a safe place for women. Because if you're thinking like that, how else are you thinking about women? And you know what's more alarming than that? Him even telling the guy, oh, like, bro, you got to do it. Like, it's like, da da da. Like, he's talking him into it. Like, you never did that before. Like, it's normal. Like, whatever happened to the guys that's saying, like, hey, that's kind of weird, don't you think? I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm too old school. I don't know. Maybe I see it a little different. But these are little girls. Most of these girls just turned 18, fresh out of school, don't know no better. They trying to, provide for their family, and that's all they know. But instead of you being a man and telling them, hey, no, baby, let me take you out tonight because I can really show you a good time, not only have sex with you.
Mi amor, hola. Hola. ¿Cuál es tu nombre?
Laura.
Laura. ¿De dónde vas?
A mi casa.
Mi casa. Tu casa.
Majo.
¿Yo?
No, yo no go.
No. ¿Por qué? WhatsApp? Sí.
Now, 9 times out of 10, that's like a 1% chance. This girl is no more than 19. No more. And if she is older than 19, she is no older than 22. So the fact that you taking your big grown ass over there and you're standing watching women and like catcalling them is just so like weird to me, and it's so like that's so predatory. You know what I'm saying? That's like you're literally a predator. Like you're literally waiting in the grass to pounce on. Like you're literally doing that, and it's like the fact that you even want to go home with her and you saw her walking on the street also prompts the fact of just not giving a fuck about your health. You don't know where she came from. She could be a streetwalker. She could have full-blown, AIDS, which I don't know if I'm not saying she does. I don't know if she do. I'm just saying she could have. You don't know. You don't know her from a can of paint. And the fact that you're in a whole different country and you know that you can pay for her rent, and 9 times out of 10, I promise you trying to fuck her raw without a condom and then come back home and then fuck with girls here or fuck your wife is crazy work. That's crazy. And so when I saw this and him asking to try to go to her house and post things, she's like, no, But she's young, so if he flash her some money, of course she can like, hell no, I need to pay my rent. You know? So just the fact of that is so disgusting. But like I said in the beginning of the video, there's places that HIV there it is rising because of tourists, and specifically the Dominican Republic and also the Philippines. Certain places, I think they said that like Thailand. I'm not really sure about that, but Dominican and Colombia, babes, it is skyrocketing. And then when you look at in America, I don't know if y'all been following, but Texas, I don't know what the fuck is going on in Texas and Atlanta. I'm here in Atlanta, and bitch, I'm like, what the fuck? Florida too. It's just it is increasing. And you know, we can all have our speculations of what's going on with the rates of HIV and why they're increasing. Because I know one thing I can say, the straight community loves blaming the gays and the girls, the them and theys. Y'all love blaming us. But it's your same men that are fucking carelessly without a wonder and a worry in the world and thinking they can't get shit because it's a quote unquote gay disease. So that's a lot of education on the straight part, on you straights. Okay? You straights. You have to understand that there's PrEP and there's a thing called undetectable when you if you do have it that you can't pass it on. And I think what I'm thinking is all of this working? Because if it is working, if you have the PrEP, you got people that they have HIV and they cannot pass it. Why is it still increasing? What the fuck is going on?
1,000 people contracted HIV in the Dominican Republic in 2024. Passport Bros, I know that's been one of your favorite destinations to go to, man. I know y'all been in Colombia, we ain't get those numbers in yet. But I know y'all been going to DR, man, ever since y'all find out you get it for the 40. You know what I'm saying? We don't.
Well, first, shout out to this creator for even bringing this topic up. I know this is like a hot button topic and people want to talk about the Passport Bros and like, what are they going over there doing? Why are they going to Colombia and DR, which seems to be like the most popular spots? Why does my boyfriend or husband want to go over there? Not saying that they're going over to do anything shady. You know, it could just be a boys trip. But I'm just saying, let's talk about it. Hi, my name is Bree. I'm the sexology nurse. I am a certified sexologist and I specialize in sexual health and wellness education. All right, so let's get into it. First, I want to make a slight correction to his video. He stated that 84,000 people contracted HIV in the year 2024. In actuality, 84,000 people are currently living with HIV in the Dominican Republic, and that was according to 2023 statistics. Same year, they had 4,000 new cases. And then he spoke about Colombia. Colombia has 230,000 people living with HIV, and that's with 13,000 new cases, according to 2023 statistics. And so I am a sexologist. I live in USA, currently in Atlanta, Georgia. And currently Atlanta is one of the highest ranking cities for HIV and STI rates. I'll put it into perspective and context. USA has 1.2 million people living with HIV, and that's with 32,000 new cases according to reports from 2022. And then we're just gonna go right into Atlanta. Atlanta has 43,000 people living with HIV, and that's with 1,500 new cases according to 2022 statistics. So am I saying the Passport Bros are going over there and contracting HIV? Possibly. Yes, they could. But the problem is really in our back door. The problem is within the United States. Our rates are pretty astronomical here, and that is something that we need to start paying attention to. It doesn't matter what your relationship status is. It doesn't matter if you're single. It doesn't matter if you're in a sexual situationship. It doesn't matter if you're in a monogamous relationship. It doesn't matter if you're newly married or married for 20 years. You need to get tested regularly and regularly and regularly. There needs to be a routine. You don't need to have blind trust in anyone. You are the biggest advocate for yourself, the biggest advocate for your health, and the biggest advocate for your wellness, your overall wellness. So we can't just put our complete trust in any human being. And I'm sorry, I'm not trying to say and put some fear into you and you've been married for 15 years and you know, Big Charlie would never, I get it. But just for a peace of mind for yourself Get tested. It doesn't hurt anything, right? If you think about it, some of these men are actually going over to these countries already with HIV, and they're paying for sex. And then they're paying for maybe the elevated experience of having unprotected sex. So think about it. If you think about the psychology behind the whole idea, they're going to another country that they don't live in, don't know people at, and they're engaging in this practice. So think about it. If they were to pass on HIV, they're already gone. They're back in their country. There's no moral obligation per se to disclose your status when you're going over there and paying for sex. There's no legal ramifications if you're giving fake names and they don't even know how to locate you or find you. So these men are going over there doing their dirt and coming back home. So yes, it's a possibility that these men are contracting it from these countries and bringing it back here, but there's also the possibility of them going there and giving it to them. So we have a lot of things to think about. So be safe.
Now, like I said in the beginning of the video, and you do what you want to do, okay? But if you are married or you are in a long-standing relationship, your man should not be leaving the country, outside of the country, 500,000 miles away with him and his homeboys. First of all, that's weird because it's just like I personally don't get that. I wouldn't want to do that, and I'm in a relationship, go a girls trip only outside the country, and I have a whole husband. That's crazy to me. I feel like single people does that, and especially with a man, a pig is just gonna roll in the mud, a dog is just gonna bark, a kangaroo is just gonna hop, and a man is just gonna be a man. And that's one thing my mama always told me. She said, baby, if a man don't make time for you, he don't want you. A man make time for what he loves and want. And I say that to say this, is if a man has to feel like he has to go out the country to have fun and you're not with him, he needs to be single. And at that point, if your man wants to go out the country, you need to understand why your man is wanting to go out the country without you. Okay, that's first of all. Second of all, if you're in a relationship, like she said, in general, you should be getting regular routine HIV checkups because people just cheat. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand. People just cheat. Humans just do fucked up shit, right? And your man that you think is so perfect might be the perfect guy, or he might not be the perfect guy, but protect yourself. When you get your routine checkups, ladies, take your HIV test. It wouldn't hurt. And also have those conversations with your husbands and your boyfriends as well. Because men do not like to go to the doctors. I don't know what the fuck that is. I don't know. I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? I think that's something I just honestly haven't comprehend why people just don't want to know. Find out shit before it get too bad. Find out shit before it happen. Find out shit before it's too late. You get what I'm saying? And you having those checkups and those tests going on, go back to your husband and say, hey, you know, I'm getting a pap smear this month or something, and I'm just also get tested for HIV. He'll say, why, you been cheating or whatever? And y'all might need to have that conversation so that you can kind of put a little fear in his heart so he ain't gonna go out there and do nothing on you, because once you got it, you got it. Does that make sense? So if you are going to get tested alone and your man's scared to go get tested, and you're not telling him you're getting tested, that doesn't mean that he cares about his health. Just because you on top of your health and you care about your health doesn't mean your husband think the same way. Just because you won't cheat on your husband don't mean that he won't cheat on you. Stop correlating people with your values and goals. People have different mentalities and minds and they think different. Okay? And so, like she said, protect yourself. Like, ladies, women, trans girls, all that, you know, I stand with my girls, okay? Men too, y'all gonna go over there, and if y'all is gonna be a hoe and do y'all big one, protect yourself. You know what I'm saying? Protect yourself. Don't bring the shit back here to us. Shit, hell, keep it over there, and you stay over there, you know? So it's just crazy. But this concludes this episode of Unpopular Theory, and I appreciate you guys for being here with me. And like I always tell y'all, if y'all made it this far, You a real one, and I appreciate you. I fuck with you. You a real one. I fuck with you. Hey, boo. But again, thank you so much for supporting me. Thank you so much for staying around, seeing what I have to say. I appreciate that. Always make sure you love yourself first. Because, babes, you can't help nobody if you can't help yourself first. Make sure you're good first. Then reach out and help another motherfucker. Okay? Take care of yourself. Love yourselves. Drink water. Put on your cocoa butter. Smile. Tell someone they're beautiful today. Give somebody a hug. You know, you might change their life, you know? But until next time, I will see you guys next video. And of course, if you have any comments or if you like the video, make sure you like and make sure you comment. If you have any ideas for topics, also let me know. I'm down with that. And until next time, thank you so much. I love you, J babies. Have a good night. Bye bye.
Takes you to a